Okay, and now I finally have rabbits. Okay, alhamdulillah, I got two rabbits. So I'm basically just gonna find that moment where I can basically sit with the rabbit and comb the rabbit's hair, and then send that video to Hamza.
Actually, you can do it now. You have rabbits.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, you were listening to me for the last 10 seconds. Now you're back on earth again.
Yeah, is it me or is there like a feedback on the sound?
No, it's
Seems to
fine.
be some. Yeah.
No, I think it's okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay, but what's the topic for today?
Good question. Um,
Why don't we let the audience choose the topic? So all of you watching right now, you can actually go in the comments and write something. And if you see enough people, if you see other people commenting and you like what they write, you post it as well, and then we'll get an idea of what we should speak about, inshallah. Uh, rabbit. Where's my rabbits? Let me see my rabbit. Oh. All right. What do they want? I got something really special to show everyone at the end. I took your advice from last time, so what I've got on my screen now, but it's going to be really really cool, inshallah. I can't hear you, Sabu. You muted. You weren't talking since then.
one thing which I'm a little bit. I mean, I think it does need its own separate thing, and I think today's live stream should be on habits. Allah says the most beloved deeds to Allah are those which are consistent, even if they're small. So, if that is the case, and of course that is the case because that came from Allah's Messenger, then how can we develop habits? What are habits? How do habits form? How do we, build good habits? I think that's an important topic because, well, you are your habits. That's your day. What do you do?
Habits or rabbits?
There we go. There we go. That looks more like a dog. Bring that up again. Looks more like a
Dog.
dog.
It's no dog. It's standing up.
All right. Okay.
Say mashallah before my habits, before my rabbits.
Yeah.
So okay, so basically, yeah, habits. That's a really good one. I guess we can touch on good habits and bad habits, and yeah, we can take it from there, inshallah. So basically, tell you guys, there's a lot of habits that people have with food. Okay, people are habitual with some sorts of food. You might realize that you eat certain kind of food more than others, or it attracts you, right? So me and Sabu have been doing this thing right for the last few weeks, and alhamdulillah, it's been really good for us. We're trying to eat healthy, reduce just eating like big heavy meals every day, and it's like intermittent fasting, right? So the sunnah days that you can fast on Monday and Thursday, and other days you just don't eat, you skip your breakfast and lunch, you eat like a big meal, just like Ramadan, right? And it helps a lot with it's good weight loss, and you're used to it as well. So some of the days is fine, like we take a break or something. And Sabu had done a long time as well, right? So there was one day I was sitting here and I was with another brother that I knew, and we were sitting there and we were ordering from a really good place. It's called Chicken with apostrophe, right? They make a really good chicken burger and wings. So I said to Sabu, I said, bro, do you want it? Yeah, we're ordering right now. Don't tell me once it comes that you'll want to have it as well. Yeah. He's like, no. He took out his app and he said, oh, I've been doing 20 hours now. I'm not gonna break it now. He said, that's more powerful for me. Yeah. I said, are you sure? Yeah, you don't want it? I can get you something else if you want rice or something. Yeah. And he said, no, I'm not gonna break it. No way. I'm gonna roll right now. Okay. And he was. To be honest, it finished his time, so it's fine, right? But he was still adamant, I'm not gonna break it. Okay. So I said to Sabu, I said, listen. I said it would be so funny if you made a video where I offer you burgers, I offer you rice, I offer you all this stuff, and you say no, and then you walk past the cafeteria and you smell the samosa and you run inside because Sabu's addicted to samosas, okay? And he was like laughing, whatever, yeah. Literally 10 minutes later, another brother comes to meet Sabu, okay? Half an hour from that, and this has happened previously to me for Sabu. Half an hour after that, I took a picture as well. I walk into the office and there's Sabu sitting, okay, with a samosa in his mouth and a samosa next to him. I was like, look, exactly what I said. That is exactly how he basically broke. broke his fast, and he was in a trance, like literally just having that samosa, and it was just that's what Sabur. So that's a habit, right? Sabur's got a samosa habit, basically, yeah, where samosa comes and he's
Just
you
to
know
just to clarify, no, this was funny. I hadn't completed my whole 20 hours. I'd done like a little bit. However, the funny thing is that that particular brother is somebody who I hadn't met in so long. So it's just a series of events. Like Isa said, it'd be funny if we do this, and then this brother came, and then I was like, okay, I have to break my thing. So it was like the perfect storm. But the other thing, Isa, I had a live stream with. Look how upset I look, like I broke my own man.
Boy, he's eating the samosa. Oh man,
Bro, you
Wallah.
know what? I would love it. I would love it if someone could try this, yeah. Try and make a samosa shake. Yeah, just take a samosa,
Oh,
yeah,
bro.
and just grind it in a machine. And then what you do, Isa, is you don't add like sweet milk, you add like lassi milk, like the salted milk.
Bro, that's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Chuck that in. Bro, how is it disgusting? It's
Have you had it?
No, I'm just thinking about it.
No, bro, you're mad. No, you have. Well, you for that you can have samosa chaat. It's really good. It's like samosa with the yogurt and stuff on it. Quite nice. But anyways, forget this, bro. Let's get to the topic now. Yeah, let's see what people want to speak about. Inshallah, because all I'm seeing right now is just samosas in the comments. What is it? Plug. How to be consistent. Topic. Oh, yeah, habits. So, wow, I forgot, man. All right, let's talk about the habits. So, basically, food. I think food is a very, very big habit. It's quite important because some people say that if you can control what you eat, you can be very, very self-disciplined. Because
Look
That's too funny. No food advice from Sabu, bro. You're destroying your rap. This is one of the scandals that get out where Sabu wants to make some milkshake.
By the way, just to let you know, I've been trying to make Mukeeth Khan the mod for Darwinian Delusions. I just can't work it out. So I've asked another brother to do it. So hopefully he'll sort that out. I don't have a mod.
I wouldn't take advice from Sabu, bro.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it? It's a bit harsh.
All right, let's get to the topic now, yeah, because we haven't got that long. Okay? Let's start with habits. Okay, so habits. I think food is very important. I think if you can control your food, you can control a lot. And I struggle a lot with controlling food, like massively. Yeah, habits. So Sabur, I guess I can start off with something that would be quite interesting to everybody. There's a very famous book that people have heard of. It's called Atomic Habits. Okay.
By the way, listen, do you know what happened yesterday? Yeah. So we were in the office and then we ordered, well, Nabil had this order food. And I said, chicken. He said, no, sushi. I was like, okay, fine, sushi. Sushi came and everything's uncooked. So I wanted to add chili sauce.
Oh my god! Is that the meal? Yeah.
That's the doctor, bro. That's the doctor, right?
The legend. So basically, there's this book, right, but Atomic Habits by James Clear, and he talks about something very interesting in there. Okay, they did an experiment in I think 2001, 2003, and they basically had three groups of people. Okay, and they wanted to check something. So the goal was to make all these three people exercise, right? And this is really goes into the thing that I've been working on, that we've been speaking about. Inshallah, you get to see at the end of today's video. So basically, three experiments. Okay, the first people, they said that, listen, next week we want you guys to do exercise. Just do exercise next week. Okay. The second group of people, they said, next week you need to do exercise. Make sure you do exercise, and here's some motivation about exercise. Here's why it's good for you. Here's why it's good for your heart. Here's why it helps you a lot as well. Okay, that was number two. Number three was the third group, where they said, make sure you exercise next week. This is why exercise is good for you. This is the motivation. Okay, and also you need to write down when and how much exercise you're going to do next week. Okay, the first two groups next week, only 30% of them did exercise. Okay, the third group, who simply wrote it down as a commitment, 90% of them did exercise. 91%. So it's so powerful that it shows something as little. If you want to develop a habit, sometimes just writing it down can be very powerful. And I don't know what the connection is, but it can go back down to this as well, that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the first thing He created was the pen, you know. It's amazing. So writing it down sometimes is very, very important. Whatever goals you have, whatever things you have, you should write it down. It helps a lot. And I think I found that quite powerful. Making a commitment and writing it down, it makes it very real for people. um so yeah, that's just what I wanted to speak about.
Yeah.
But
So you know about habits. Yeah. The thing is, I was actually thinking about this, that there's certain habits that Islam really tries to um, build in you. Yeah. So, for example, you wake up, there's the dua before you sleep, there's a dua before you travel, there's a dua. There's these things, and I was actually thinking about this, that you know we do these things, and inshallah, we should build these habits to make these duas. And we don't know, like for example, many people, when they leave their house, that may be the day that they actually pass away, but because they have a habit of always leaving the house and making a dua, that thing could go a long way in terms of the way it impacts the end, because things are judged by their ends, right? So habits, I mean, if you really think about Islam, what is Islam? Islam is obviously there as a system to connect you with the creator, but it's not just there to connect you with the creator. The tariqah of Islam, or the way of Islam, is to actually build those habits. So salah is a habit, right? Fasting is a habit. These things are habits. So you really can break down Islam in terms of its functionality into a habit building system. Would you say that's a bit far fetched, or would you say that that's like making sense?
no, I agree. It makes complete sense. Well, okay, you've got a habit of, you try and build a habit of waking up early, right? You try and wake up early and stay up. But you always like that all your life?
No. I think there was a distinct point after which I stopped. I refused. I absolutely could not sleep after Fajr. Yeah. Except in the winter. Yeah. So except when it's like really, like it's the winter time, then like no, the winter, sorry, the summertime, and then the Fajr is like at sometimes 2:30, then you wake up. But there was a point, I mean, for most of I would say my 20s, it was just like, yeah, just sleeping after Fajr was normal, which it shouldn't be. But I think someone reminded me about how bad it is, and the barakah of the early Fajr time. After that, alhamdulillah, it's been maybe a solid couple of years that I just don't sleep after Fajr. Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
that's amazing. Yeah, I
like
need to
today
develop that. Yeah.
after Fajr, because Nabil, who's watching, he dropped me off at home at 2 o'clock in the morning.
But he just said, trust me, Sabur is right. I felt like I was going to die on my way home yesterday with all those mega lorries on the road in the blizzard. Because of those windy roads near your house, man. And it's very tight. Oh, no wonder, man. What did you do to him last night, bro? When did he get home? I think he said he got home at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But what was I saying again? I was saying something.
You were saying about waking up in the morning.
Yeah,
And today,
basically it's like this. Yeah, so Isa, it's quite funny. There's certain things that when they mentally affect you, they change your habit straight away. It's a bad habit that you have for decades, there could be a change of belief in your head, yeah, which totally makes you break out decades of habits. So for example, I have a habit of snacking. I walked into the kitchen, grapes, snack. To walk somewhere else, nuts, snack. I walk past the cafeteria, samosa, snack. But one small thing happened, yeah? You in the office told me about this app, Zero, in which you fast. And then you also gave a little scientific explanation, which is that your body produces insulin. However, if you, after a certain number of hours, it no longer produces the insulin, and the insulin covers the fat reserves. And when the insulin is not there, then the fat burns away. And when you feel pain, your fat's actually ripping. Bro, I've never been consistent with a diet, but this OMAD diet, I've been consistent with, because there's a belief that changed in my head. I thought to myself, hang on, right now, because I'm snacking, insulin's gonna go up in my body, right? Also, the other thing is, you told me the app motivates you. So today I was like, because I did a 24-hour OMAD yesterday. I didn't eat anything 24 hours, and then I gobbled some rice and stuff. Then I was doing OMAD again today, and I had this feeling, should I break it? Then I looked at the time I'd already earned, and I was like, I can't give that up.
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
I don't want to break this. And
You're on a roll.
it shows you a belief can change decades of, like, I remember snacking from being a child, and now, like, I just don't snack because of this new belief I have that it's evil. It's like bad. I feel guilty when I eat now.
That's amazing. I just will let Dr. Nabil, hopefully he doesn't verify those details about how the fat works in the insulin, because I don't know how accurate we are on that.
Problem of
But,
induction.
but Sabu, yeah, you're right. I mean, it helps a lot knowing what's going on and then visualizing like your fast. Like when you see you've done 16 hours, it helps a lot, right? So yeah, there can be certain tools and stuff that really, really build habits, motivate you. It's gamification, right? Like you see these things around you, they help a lot. So yeah, Sabur, now what about building good habits? Okay, how difficult is it to build good habits?
Okay, the thing is, how you build a habit, a good or a bad habit, I don't think it makes a difference between good and bad. Like, you can choose to build good habits, you can choose to build bad habits. The thing is about good habits, good habits requires conscious effort, and I would say bad habits, you sort of slide into them. So for example, you wake up in the morning, you read Fajr. It's so easy to be like, let me just slide back to sleep. It takes a bit of effort. Now, I do certain things which sound crazy, but they work. So for example, I have certain habits that I have. Every night before I sleep, I make black coffee and I leave it next to where I sleep. When I wake up in the morning and I don't want to get out of bed, I drink the coffee quickly. It's cold, yeah. It's only a little bit, yeah. It's like a super espresso, like maybe 3 shots, yeah. I drink it and I'm still sleepy and I try to sleep. 10 minutes later, I'm like, I just can't sleep. So every day I have to do that. One day that I forget to have the coffee next to me, then that day I'm going to go back to sleep. Yeah. Do you see? So these habits, they're really helpful. They're just the mechanisms that you can use.
Oh, they do help, definitely. Let's bring some people on and ask them about. Okay, so guys, before anyone comes on the link, don't come on the link and say what's the topic today. Yeah, you're on the link about to speak, and then you're asking what's the topic. Come on the link, inshallah, but speak about a habit that you've built, something good, something maybe that your father built in you or you learned from your mother, or like a good habit or something like that. I saw someone who said, I listen to music before sleeping every night. Now I listen to Islamic lectures. So talk about good habits and talk about how you built them, how you broke out of them, but try and keep it to 1 minute, inshallah, right? But so we'll post the link and let the brothers start coming on, inshallah.
Should we let the asylum seekers in?
Let them in, bro. Let them in.
Let them in. Normally,
Poetic Sonic. I used to eat full meal multiple times a day, of which was pretty late. Now I'm eating small healthy snacks like an orange or 2 throughout the day, and then eating 1 full meal per later in the day. Yeah, that's really good, mashallah. If you did it intermittent fasting, you could even if you want to lose weight. If you don't want to lose weight, it's fine. But then you do a longer fasting state. Okay. Let's get some people on, inshallah.
1 second. There's only one person who's joined so far. I would do that habit of dark coffee. Yes.
Can you explain why some people don't get fat no matter what they eat? This is very true, this phenomenon. I've seen many people like this as well. Sorry?
High metabolism. That's all it is.
Yeah, but they can develop serious health problems they don't know about because it's like hidden. So you have fried chicken every single. These people who don't put on a lot of weight, no matter what they eat, they can develop serious health problems because they don't see them getting fat and stuff. So if they're eating and their cholesterol is going up, it just the illness is built inside.
Right. Okay.
Metabolic catch up
Yeah,
with you.
brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How you doing, Kareem?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. First of all, I just want to say you guys are very admirable guys. Yeah, really stand up guys. I'm watching from the US, and
Inshallah.
you know, I always tell my friends you guys are really, really entertaining and educational. Right. So
Even Imran Hussein.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Even Imran Hussein. Do you find him entertaining?
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him, bro. He's very articulate.
Are you sure about that?
Tell him I said what's up the next time you guys make a video. Yeah. So
Okay.
I want
Fine.
to share this bad habit with you guys that I have where I couldn't wake up to save my life. Right?
Right.
To the point where I actually thought I had a sleeping disorder. And turns out, well, it was basically just me trying to go from a night owl to an early bird. And I've been like that my whole life. And
Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, and so this article basically told me that when it's time to go to sleep, you go straight to the bedroom and like don't basically be in your bedroom until it's time to go to sleep. Because I used to just like sit down, watch TV, and whatnot, like just kind of just BS throughout the whole day before I was employed. Now I work at Amazon, by the way. Yeah.
No, nice, mashallah.
MashaAllah. Are you on your shift right now?
Yeah, I'm in my shift.
Oh, that's amazing.
So just something nice to listen to. And yeah, that was it. That was the method to my problem. Is basically to just not go in the bedroom, because you're going to confuse your living. All right, have a good one. Excuse me, gentlemen. All right.
Is your supervisor talking to you?
No, just an associate, an associate. All right. So basically, the conclusion was that if you're not going to sleep, and here's the remedy to it: if you're not going to sleep, the best thing to do is to just not stay in the bedroom because your body's going to confuse it for a living room kind of area. You know what I mean?
Very
Exactly.
good point. Very good point.
So,
Yeah.
have you guys ever heard of that? Like the transition from
The environment. Yeah, the environment. I've heard a lot of things about how much your environment actually affects you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
There's a lot about what they say that a lot of studies about how much your environment actually affects you.
Yeah, it really does.
Brilliant. Jazakallah khair. Good to speak to you.
Yeah, good to speak to you guys too. It was
May
really
Allah
nice
bless
talking.
you, man. Assalamu
Jazakallah
alaikum.
khair.
God bless you. Wa alaikum.
Brother Bosnian Muslim.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers.
Wa
Actually,
alaikum
Walaikum salam.
salam.
I didn't expect you to get me on so soon. So
Oh, you haven't done your makeup. You need more time.
yeah, definitely. That's the reason. So I have a bad habit, right? And I'd actually love for you to give me some advice if possible.
As long as you're not some sort of serial killer, or you make
No,
meth.
no. Well, subhanallah, no. But so my bad habit, right, is someone at my age listens to a lot of music, right? And I know that like music, because alhamdulillah, I'm Muslim, like it doesn't really affect me in any way. But obviously a lot of people know that music has had a huge effect on societies. For example, 90s kind of shootings and stuff like that, and since like 2010 with the whole drug thing. And I guess I kind of don't know how to reduce the amount of music I listen to. And I've tried to I've tried to use like the method of what our brother from Smile to Jannah actually told, that even if you listen to music, then you should at least on the same day listen to Quran or read Quran, so that you can balance it out. But I'd much rather like get to a point where I actually listen to almost like none. So yeah.
Go on, Sabu.
The thing is,
Okay, you know what?
yeah. No, look, with that moment I explained in the office when Isa gave me the whole selling, the whole elevator pitch about the OMAD, one meal a day, yeah, and the fasting thing. That change in belief, it's now made me hate snacking. Like I actually, like, I walked into the kitchen and I was on my one meal a day and I'd done some time on the app. I walked into the kitchen and I saw something which from childhood I absolutely love. It's not samosas, it's actually grapes. I was like, ah, and then I was like, no, I can't. Insulin. you know. So, it's about changing your belief. Yeah. So if you have the belief that, oh, music calms me, makes me feel good, and this and this and this, that belief is very hard to undo. But if you have this belief that actually, do you know what? Music makes me feel down when I stop listening to it. Music makes me addicted, so I can't focus. Music is something which Allah doesn't like. Music is this, music is that. And the other thing is, look, I don't really know about the whole scholarly discussion about nasheeds and this and that, but I myself, I found, and other people have said the same thing to me, that listening to nasheeds is a great segue out of music. And I don't mean those nasheeds which are purely instrumental and stuff like that. I mean, like, there's that. The other thing is that, Musa Adnan said this, and I really agree with him. He said, when you start developing a relationship with the Quran and you start listening to it more, the same heart that listens to the recitation of the Quran, is very difficult to listen to music at the same time. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the sort of advice I would give. But I'd also say something else, that, when you get addicted to something, it's sometimes good to replace it with another addiction. And another addiction that I have, which I'm proud of, is listening to audiobooks. Yeah. It's just so easy. Click, done. You're just like listening. And and I've also taught myself something. Yeah. And this is how to wean off nasheeds as well. And the same thing can apply to music. When you're listening to a nasheed or the music, it's the same thing again and again. You're not gaining anything. It's the same thing again and again. But when you're listening to the Quran or something else, like an audiobook about something important, you're gaining something new every moment. Do you see? So that's a change in belief, which I think is very helpful.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. You know what's crazy? That how last time, when I don't know if you remember, when you were streaming with Ali Dawah, like I came on the stream and I said that
Yeah, you didn't show your face. Yeah.
So I was like really nervous, and it's so crazy that the first time I showed my face was when I was talking to Brother Yusuf Ponders, right? And I kind of realized that I kind of built this weird habit now, that when I show my face, I become much less nervous for whatever reason. So that's crazy.
Inshallah.
Yeah, thank you so much, brothers. May Allah bless you. And
good.
I mean,
Assalamu alaikum.
Good to have you on.
I was going to ask him. Anyway. Assalamu alaikum, brother Nali.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. How are you guys?
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Opportunity. I'm your follower from Tunisia. Hopefully one day, inshallah, I meet you, brother Ahmed, brother Isa, brother Hijab too. I love him so much.
MashaAllah. Even Imran Hussein.
Of course, all of you guys are good. You teach us about many things.
Yeah, don't you think, that this, he, like, you got all the brothers, don't you think he's a level beneath, like, everyone?
You're all good, guys. Thank you for your work. Thank you for educating us. Thank you. Honestly, I love you all, guys.
Yeah, we love you too much.
Tell us about habits. Tell us something about habits.
Yes, I'm trying to build a habit for the past 6 months. It is to sleep early and wake up early.
MashaAllah.
And Alhamdulillah, I succeeded in it. Now I sleep at 9:30 and I wake up at 4:30 a.m.
Ah, mashallah.
And I find it really amazing because I find myself really more productive and focused on doing many other tasks. Like I usually I'm sleepy person. I mean, uh, I have a question for you, brother Ahmed. It's outside
Mhm.
the topic, but I need to ask you this. As a biology student, may you do us make a video of on how to learn about philosophy of science?
Mm, yeah, I don't know if I can make a video on that, but what I would say is come onto the live stream on Sunday, Speakers Corner one, and we'll have a discussion because that topic is related to some of the philosophy type things. I'm not going to make a video on it, but inshallah, the book that comes out of the failed hypothesis, inshallah, which will come out in March, April, then that will cover it.
Okay, thank you guys. Jazakumullah khairan.
Mashallah,
Jazakallah.
barakallah feek. I'm
brother.
going to read a few comments, Sabu, before that. Yeah, it's a really funny one by Brother Mukid. I've scrolled up for it. Yeah, wait, no, sorry, a historical tale. Historical tale is basically one of those guys who doesn't get fat. He said, "I don't get fat whatever I eat. I can feel it affecting my body." So,
Oh,
lol.
mashallah, rahmatullah.
Mashallah.
Bro, you will not believe this. You will not believe this, Isa. Yeah. Today,
Mhm.
I was talking about, wallahi, Allah's my witness. I was talking to a brother from Afghanistan, and I said, "Oh, have you seen Rahmatullah? Do you know who Rahmatullah Nuruz is?" He said, "Yes." And then I was just talking about him a few hours ago, and he just popped onto the live stream.
Subhanallah.
Allahu
How
Akbar,
are you,
man.
brothers?
Alhamdulillah,
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. How are you, bro?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Long time.
Yes, quite long
Where have
time.
you been? You look like you've been hiding in a cave.
Uh, Working on some of the things I'm sure you're aware of.
Yes, yes.
Alhamdulillah, I'm coming out of the cave very soon, inshallah.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. For anybody who's joining us, brother Rahmatullah Nuruz is, Alhamdulillah, a very good friend, but who has moved sort of diversified away from the dawah and has gone into the humanitarian sector. And Al Qamar, I believe, is your charity, feeding very poor, underprivileged children. I mean, some of the pictures that I've seen, street children in the cold in Kabul, and may Allah bless you. It's really good to see you, mashallah.
Jazakallah khaira. Just to also mention, I'm not completely diverted. We also have the research institute, Dawah Institute.
Yes.
But the plan was to give 2 years to the charity and then inshallah focus back on Dawah, because
Yes.
continuing both was very difficult. But how are you, brother? Mashallah, things are moving very well. Like I am following you actually. Everybody,
Alhamdulillah.
today said let me join them. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Somebody said that you're hiding in a cave reading Surah Kaf. Mashallah.
Yes, actually today it was developing good something that we need to achieve. So yes, I'm planning to develop this habit of memorizing at least one ayah per day.
Mashallah.
Uh, so this is what I'm working on. Alhamdulillah, sometime we can do it, sometime we cannot do it, but it's something that I found it very easy and beneficial as well. Just one ayah. People see it very small step, but it's actually a big step sometimes.
It's tough. So I mean, mashallah, I mean, you've moved into the sector of humanitarian work and these types of things, and your channel, I've been complaining to you, has been very inactive. Yeah, and I don't think you've uploaded a dawah video in like a year now.
Yeah, but
And
inshallah.
your channel it was on like close to 80,000 subscribers. It was doing really well. One of your Quran videos on listening to the Quran is well above, like, I think it's on a couple of million on Facebook and YouTube, where people are listening and stuff.
Yep.
So you need to restart some of that stuff, inshallah.
Inshallah, I'm more active on Facebook. I think monthly reach we have about 10 million on Facebook.
MashaAllah.
Yeah,
Good. Yes, I did an interview with you guys as well, with one of your channels. Yes.
Exactly. So, but inshallah, I'm planning to come back to the dawah, and been working on some of the things behind the scene. But inshallah, we'll discuss with you privately.
Inshallah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Assalamu alaikum.
Maybe taking other brothers.
Wa alaikum salam.
Isa, Sabur, everybody, inshallah, speak to you
Inshallah.
soon.
Inshallah, may Allah
Assalamualaikum.
bless you, bro. May Allah bless you.
Ameen, ameen, ameen.
I need to do a you know what I was speaking to about the brother earlier about you. There's some stuff, inshallah, about the Uyghurs that I need your help on. So I'll get into touch, inshallah.
After the live session, you can basically, I need to discuss a lot of things with you as well. So maybe
Yeah.
after the session, you can WhatsApp me, then we will.
Inshallah. Let's do it. Let's do it. May Allah bless you, bro. Thank you for joining us.
We are-
Assalamu alaikum, brother Al Yaman Zoghul. Are you Egyptian? That sounds like an
no,
Egyptian name.
Alaikum assalam. I'm from Jordan. I'm from the mountains of Jordan. That's where my dad.
MashaAllah, the mountains of Jordan.
Yeah.
Are you sitting on a mountain right now? Are you
Oh
anywhere
no,
near?
I'm the U.S. right now. Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. Such.
I'm sorry.
It sounded so spiritual what you were about to say. I thought you were about to say you're sitting in the wilderness staring at the stars.
I do like the
listening-
wilderness though. Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Beautiful.
Which part of the US are you from?
I live in Connecticut, in the Northeast. So it's very beautiful over here. If you go like up north a bit, to Vermont and New Hampshire, they have some beautiful mountains. I was going to talk to you about a habit that I'm currently working on developing. I'm very far from actually achieving it. It's reading a book per week. I've actually seen a YouTuber try doing this, and he said that I think he dropped out of college and started doing it. And it benefited him a lot, and it was a lot more useful than even his college education. And I actually wanted to ask you, so two things. The first thing is any book recommendations, particularly in the areas of philosophy of science, other than Against Method and The Structure of Scientific Revolution.
Right.
And Darwin's Doubt.
Yep. So firstly, before I get into book recommendations, I don't know Isa's thoughts about this, but I'm against this idea of reading a book a week. In fact, I'm of the view, and in fact, Isa said this to me the other day, that the classic book, like The Magic of Thinking Big, like he wanted to go back and read it again. And I've done that. I've gone back to read it again, and it's impacted me. And what I'm doing now is I'm not even, I'm not even reading full books. Like I literally skim through, find what I need and get out of that book, unless it's a really good book. Like recently, what was I reading? I was reading a book, The Secret of Our Success, right? Some evolutionary psychology. That was just really interesting. So I carried that on. But I would say a lot of books, those things, a Blink List or whatever it's called, where they summarize stuff, right? I would say, that's my thoughts. I don't think reading that many. And before I get into book recommendations, Isa, what's your thoughts on this? Because it's a big fad nowadays.
But mashallah, like I'm sure, brother, good to speak to you, brother Yaman. It's really good. Like I think I've seen that video as well. It's really good. I see where they're coming from and what they're doing, but I feel the only issue is this, right? The problem that happens with reading books every week is that you don't know what to choose, because you have so many ideas and so many concepts that you learn from all the different books. It's actually hard to implement them. So what we end up doing is we start making this whole store of information, and we don't use them or implement them. And some of those ideas, they're hard to. But I would say though that reading books that don't necessarily have ideas and stuff like this, where you're reading for like writing and grammar and stuff like that, that's fine, because you're not like gathering ideas and stuff. But like you're right, reading generally as every day, 100%, you should. That is an amazing thing you're doing every week. But I guess reading books that have lots of ideas is tough, because you don't know which one to choose. And Sabu said this to me. He said that you can't read too many motivation books, because you'll find 100 different motivation tips. Which ones are you going to pick, right? So I found this book, Magic of Reading Big, and it's amazing. It's incredible. It's just a simple book. The whole book is basically think much bigger than people think normally, and then you achieve much more, right? But you guys should check it out. But I like, honestly, I really think like the headphones are like one of the best investments you can make, because I use Audible a lot. I use Audible, and sometimes if I don't want to pay for the book, I just go on YouTube and search it. But that is very helpful. So I use Audible as well. But much if you're reading consistently, it's really good. I'm reading a book right now. I'm reading a fiction right now. It's not I'm reading fiction. Yeah, it's not non-fiction. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called In the Heart of the Sea.
No.
No, not really.
It's not fiction. It's actually non-fiction, but it's made as a fiction. As these guys, they would go from Nantucket to hunt for whales, like in the 1800s, right? And they finally, once the ship went, and this massive whale got so angry that it just wrecked their whole ship in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. They were out thousands of miles, and they had nothing. They had to go on their little lifeboats, and they're on this crazy journey. But definitely reading consistently and regularly is, I find it very hard to do, but if you keep it up, it's amazing. I'm sure you're feeling amazing doing it.
And one last thing, so I'm actually a high schooler, and I'm working on a capstone project, and that's like the senior year project they do, and it's basically on any topic of interest you want, and I basically picked scientism and why it doesn't prove atheism or disprove. And the reason I'm doing that is for two reasons. Number one, I feel like the Muslim community needs to be educated about this topic, especially where I'm from in Connecticut. Like, not many people know this. And when I actually brought this up to my friends, a lot of them were very surprised. The second reason is, inshallah, when I go to university, I'd like to give dawah. Now, the big problem is that it's very difficult to find mentors around me because, number one, not a lot of Muslims over here major in philosophy and really know what they're talking about. And I was asking if I'd be able to get a contact of anyone, because like when I look at Speaker's Corner, you know, there's the crew, Muhammad Hijab, Imran Hussein, Brother Sabur Ahmed, Hamza, you know, all these amazing people who know this topic very well. I don't really know any of these people over here, and what I wanted to ask is if it would be possible for me to have like an online meeting with one of them so I could get the right mentoring and I don't go off in the wrong direction, because it's essential, especially in this topic.
I think if you basically, I think that's quite tough too because these guys are so busy. But yeah, I think Muhammad Hijab, I think through his Patreon or something, he does like, I think, I don't know, it's like $4 or something to join it. But he does private Zoom sessions with like a few people.
Okay.
It could be quite good for you. You could go on those every week or whenever he does it and just ask him the questions.
What I would say, well, I mean, Isa, that's a good suggestion. But what I would actually say is, because we get this request a lot, what we're trying to do is, in terms of our repeated narrative, we're trying to do stuff which helps people like yourself. So, for example, I've made videos on, for example, should Muslims study philosophy?
Yeah.
In fact, if you watch Fareed Responds and my video in which we talk about Cosmic Skeptic, and so that's the way I would do it, because what I get a lot, and by the way, I have to publicly apologize for this. Yeah, I get so many emails and messages, and it's pretty much the same thing. Can I get guidance on this and this? And most of the time, I cannot even reply back "Walaikum salam" because it's just takes too much time. But what I would say, bro, is look. Firstly, it's extremely important to have a solid grounding in Aqidah. Like, that's absolutely solid. Get a commentary on Imam Tahawi's book. That's key.
What was it?
Imam Tahawi, Aqidah Tahawiyah. Yeah. But get commentary on it. Get a proper thick comment. Like, the book needs to be substantial. Yeah. And then you can look into other things. Because remember, you know, it's like Faraz was on my podcast and he said something which is a soundbite, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
He said scholars begin off with the presumption, with the belief in Allah because of fitrah, but philosophers begin off with belief in God should be proven. It's a simple point, but that is, if you like, a significant difference between Islamic theological discourse and that of Western philosophers, because they don't begin off with the fitrah. And that's why people who study philosophy, they go off the rails, because our philosophical paradigm is different to theirs. Usually Western philosophy is just called philosophy, when in fact philosophy, you can have an Islamic perspective, a Taymiyyan perspective. In terms of books, I would highly recommend Hamza's book, The Divine Reality.
Oh, I bought it actually.
That's key.
Going through it right now.
Yeah, another book is A Critical Introduction to Scientific Realism.
Okay, Critical Introduction to Scientific Realism.
By Paul Dickin. Yeah, A Critical Introduction to Scientific Realism. Another book I would highly recommend is Darwin on Trial by Philip Johnson. That's epic. It's an old book, but it's epic. Yeah.
Okay.
But just I mean, on my channel, I repeat it. I repeat this narrative a lot.
Yeah, I
Now,
understand.
our approach is the fitra approach, and
Okay.
therefore we shouldn't take Western philosophical ideas as the be all and end all, because when you start with that, you can really mess up.
I
Things can
understand.
go wrong. Yeah.
Okay. And then now here's the thing. The problem with my capstone project is that it requires a mentor. So I think I'll go with route. So you said Brother Muhammad Hijab might be available through Patreon.
No. The thing is, he won't be available. He does like a private thing where he talks to people, but that's not mentorship. Mentorship is like totally different. I would kind of put it this way, right? I would say even finding the right mentor may be an uphill struggle because it's a niche topic,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know. Like the way I would describe it is like just, I mean, look, since I only have you here for some very short moments, Aqidah Tahwiyah, get a thick commentary on it,
Yeah.
literally internalize it, and that will be like a solid thing for you, inshallah, and that'll take you quite far. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Jazakallah khair.
All right,
Barakallah
brilliant.
feek.
Allah bless you, bro. Jazakallah khair.
There's a really good comment, bro, missed by Brother Mukeet. He said fasted cardio is really good. Basically, he said he wakes up after Fajr, mashallah, and he goes for a run on the treadmill with a weighted chest. So, mashallah, this guy is serious. Mashallah, that's amazing because Salahuddin uses a weighted.
That's because he has like 1,500 channels to do
Bro,
mods
weighted
on.
chest is
No,
really good. I was
really.
thinking of getting one, like a 10 kg one. And
10
fasted
kg
cardio is very good. They did a study experiment, right? They literally took a piece of the muscle out of the person, right, and just picked it. Yeah, they said that you burn like 3 times more when you fasted than as opposed to after eating. That's really good, mashallah. All right, what else? Okay. All right, so Moore, I think it's 47 minutes. We'll probably wrap up soon. I wanted to ask some questions and stuff, and get
You
some
want to
feedback
share
from
your
people.
screen? You wanted to share your
Okay,
screen?
yeah, I can share it now, yeah. And yeah, I'll show you guys everything, inshallah. But before I do that, let me just basically run through everything. So obviously we're talking about habits and stuff, and I've told you guys, those of you who don't know, that we're building that habit building Quran app. Alhamdulillah, that's almost done. And Sabu told me last time, he said it's good that you showed people. He said that they can't really see it properly when you're showing it on your phone. So share the screen and show it to them, inshallah. So I'm going to show it to you guys, okay? But there's only one condition, okay? The condition is that I need the feedback right now, like in the comments when I ask you guys questions, okay? Proper answers. And the second thing is that you have to subscribe, inshallah, to the mailing list. That doesn't mean that you do anything. It just means that you'll get an email, inshallah, once it comes out. And yeah, that's it. And that is that link is bit.ly, bit.ly/Quranly. So if you can post that, it would be really good. bit.ly/Quranly. Okay, let me get this. Let me make my screen up. So, Sabu, should I just share my screen? Yeah.
Yep.
Sabu, you mute. Yes, just share my screen. Okay, hold on. Share screen. Okay.
So, Sister Romana is asking, how is the OMAD diet? What I would highly recommend everybody is just do it. Try it. It makes you feel so good. I think the human body is designed to function better when it's empty than when it's filled up with samosa fuel.
Oh. All right, so yeah, I think just make that the main screen. Okay, let me go to. All right, guys, are you guys ready? Yeah. Okay, wait. I can't do this right now. I need wait. Hold on. I want to remove this from the stream. Wait. Stop screen. I need to give you guys some background first. Yeah. For those people who haven't heard it, I'm gonna make it very quick, inshallah. I'm gonna make a very good, quick story, inshallah. Right. So with me, like I look like a Reva. Everyone thinks I'm a Reva, but I'm actually from Pakistan. Just so you guys know. Okay. My grandma's Italian. So that's why I'm a bit light skinned. But look, alhamdulillah, I grew up, my grandma taught me how to read the Quran at a very young age. And like a lot of us, alhamdulillah, I grew up in a good family, Muslim family as well. And I went to uni, I did work, everything. But there'd always be something that would bother me, right? And it was basically one of the moments that I had was when I was in Philippines. I was in this village, this remote village. Some of you might have seen the video, and there was like 500 people in front of me taking shahada. 500, literally, after the talk, they all put their hands up. 500 people becoming Muslim, right? And I was thinking to myself, in moments like that, right? Not that specific one, that how can I have all these people taking shahada and doing all this amazing work and stuff, but how can I not read Quran every day? Okay, how come I don't have that connection with the Quran, right? Alhamdulillah, I read it, right? But why not every day? Why don't I connect with it and stuff, right? And that would eat me up inside, guys. It was like, honestly, like your stomach churns inside, right? Like you feel this guilt. Okay, and I tried so many things before. I had my iPad when the first iPad came out, and I was like a teenager, and I said, I'm gonna make sure that I read a page of Quran every day as like a thing. I got this iPad, I'm gonna do it, inshallah, yeah. And I read one page of Quran every single day on my iPad for a year. Okay, because I remember I started in Ramadan and I was still doing it in the next Ramadan. Then I stopped that. Then I bought a copy of the Quran. I bought one for my bag. I bought one for my office. Bought one for my home. Right. So I would have it everywhere. So I would read it. And I went in those places. I would try and read it, and even that stopped after a while. And I would always do this, and I would always stop, right? But my dad always taught me to be quite practical. He's very, very practical. Like he doesn't like doing unpractical stuff. He's like, no, if you're gonna go on a picnic and drive all that way, buy this food and everything right now. Don't try and look for places there. So that's something he encouraged and instilled in me. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, may Allah bless him. So I had thought about that once, and I just realized that all these things that I'm doing, the iPad under my bed and books around me and stuff like that, I'm always on my phone, right? So why don't I just use my phone to read the Quran every day and build a habit? And that was the moment, right? I came to the realization, and after that, alhamdulillah, every day I read the Quran after that, okay? And it was incredible, mashallah, right? But one thing that you have to realize when you start, unfortunately, but not all, but most of the Quran apps, they're just so old, they look so nasty, they're the same old stuff, there's nothing amazing about them. Some of them are really good, but it's not the majority, right? And the problem that I had with these apps was that sometimes I would forget if I read it or not. So if you're on a Quran app and you go back, say I read it today at 2 p.m., okay? But then I forgot at night, did I read today or not? I can't go on the app and know if I read or not. It doesn't tell me, okay? Sometimes I'd forget, it wouldn't remind me. So alhamdulillah, I read it consistently every year, but like there's some days, like very minimal, I would just forget. It wasn't by purpose, but this would happen. And I experienced that a lot. So I basically decided, you know what? Forget all of this. I'm gonna make my own app. Inshallah, we're gonna go make our own app, right? That idea fizzled in my head, and again, gone. Going on missions, doing work, family, busy, everything, all the stuff going on, gone as well, right? And then the lockdown happens, okay? And then, subhanAllah, I'm like, okay, now or never. This is the only chance. We spoke to developers, I had explored the ideas and stuff, and they had given us like a quote or something, and I just gathered, literally, I think it was all the money I had in my bank account. There's not even the whole app, but just a part of the app. I just sent it, and it was the beginning. And we're like, look, now there's no turning back. We have to do it. Okay. The app was going to take 10 weeks last year, July. That 10 weeks became 7 months, and that 7 months is still going on. But alhamdulillah, we're at the final point. It's almost done, inshallah. We'll be ready to go very soon, inshallah. So I basically decided that, look, I need an app that reminds me. I need an app that shows me what I'm reading. I need an app that increases my progression. Like if I do running every day, if I do 10 minutes, I want to go to 20 minutes. Then I want to go to 30 minutes. You want to progress. If you do weights, you go up. School, you go up in different levels. Why is that not happening with the Quran, right? So we decided to make a Quran app, and we wanted to make it completely different, something so unique, something very different, right? I want to clarify, there's some great Quran apps, like the ones people are mentioning, they're really good, mashallah, right? But some of these functions, they just don't exist, or I haven't seen them, right? So we made an app that basically will look nothing like anything else, and is going to be so unique and so different. So I'm going to show it to you guys now, and I want to get your feedback, right? But the promise is this: if I show you guys now, please enter your email address and join the mailing list so you're notified when it comes out. The link Sabu will post it is bit.ly/Quranly, yeah, bit.ly/Quranly, okay? And let me show you guys, let me share my screen now, finally, after rambling on for so long. And this is what culminated at the end. Entire screen, okay? All right, let's enter the matrix. Okay, Sabu, can you make that the main screen? Okay. All right, ready?
There you go.
Okay, Bismillah. Okay, all right. So this is basically the Quran app, and as you can see, it just looks nothing like an app I guess most of you have ever seen before. Very different, very unique, very light. Sabu, let me know if you can see my screen, yeah?
I can see it clearly, yeah.
Brilliant, inshallah. Okay, so what I wanted to do is that the first thing I said is that when people come into the app, everyone's busy, everyone's got stuff to do. The first thing I want them to know exactly what they came for. So they need to know, okay, what's my daily goal? 1 hour, 3 verses, 3 verses a day, or 5 verses a day. Okay, do you see your daily goal straight away? No wasting time. You know exactly where your location is, and you have the button right in front of you to read. You don't have to delay at all or do any delays. Right? When you click this button, okay, this is the reading screen we got after such a long time, right? Very nice. Ignore the font. That's just because of some issue that they were having. But you basically have it, right? And it's just clear. You know, you have a verse in front of you. You have the English translation in front of you. And best of all, it's gamified. So if you're someone who reads 30 verses a day, which means you're reading about 3 pages of Quran, as you're reading, the progress is going up, and you can see how much of the percentage you've completed, right? Which is absolutely amazing. And you have a goal. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm going to read, I might read a bit now, I'll read a bit more. No, you come on, you know exactly how much you have to read. Even the buttons, guys, we change it from circle buttons to oval buttons, just so it's easy for your thumb. When you press it, it touches the button, it doesn't miss it, or you don't have to bring your thumb here. It's easy. And we made that orange back and then white to go back. So there's a lot of details in this that we put specifically and made it easy, so you never forget where you are. Okay, and then after that, something really, really good that we did that you guys will like, inshallah, is if you are reading, for example, your goal every day for 7 days in a row, okay, what it will do is it's got really clever AI, and that means it's going to give you a pop-up, right, and say, mashallah, you're on a roll, time to increase your daily goal by 1 verse. Okay, if you want to increase it, you click thumbs up and it's going to increase it. If you want to stay the same or decrease it, you press thumbs down. Okay, and how amazing is that? That not only do you read it, but it notices, okay, this person's read every day for 7 days, I'm going to increase it. If you don't read every day for 7 days, you're not getting this notification, by the way, right? So don't cry if you don't get it because you missed a day. Okay, if you've missed a few days, it wants to try and make sure that you keep reading. So it'll say you've missed a few days, reduce goal by 1 verse to create a long-lasting habit. You can click reduce goal, and you can click keep trying. Okay, after you finish this reading and you finish 30 verses, you get another pop-up, okay, which is basically, I made it gold because I want to show people like it's a treasure and it's an achievement, right, that shows you, okay, how many verses did I read, how much time did I spend reading the Quran today, and how much hasanat did I gain. Ignore the numbers, because obviously 560 verses does not mean 5 hasanat, and hasanat can only be 10 because the Prophet is only in 10 multiples of each. But that's it. And then you can say finish, because someone else will say, no, why can I only read 2 verses? Because I'm not going to let you choose 10, 20 verses, because that's, people choose 10 verses a day and then they never read again. So it's only a progression. Either you can choose 1, 3, or 5, and you're going to go up. But if you say, you know what, 3 verses is too less, you can say keep reading and you can continue reading, right? So the option is there. So we've thought about all of this, alhamdulillah, right? And then after that, one more thing I'm going to show you. This is the home screen. So once you're reading and you're on the home screen and you want to, you know, people see how many likes they have, people look at all this other stuff that they do. Here you can see how much hasanat you've gained in total, how many verses of the Quran you've read, how much time you've spent reading, and how many pages you've read in total. Okay. After that, when you come down here, you've got something called Quranic Gems, which I worked on with Imran Hussein, which was basically finding verses from the Quran and making stories out of them. So when you start reading, it says like, driving in the middle of a dark road, you don't know where you're going, you don't know what's going to happen, and then you suddenly see guidance and you're so happy. And it talks about words where Allah talks about guiding people, right? Now let me show you guys something absolutely crazy that will blow your mind away, inshallah, right? When you click this button called invite your friends, okay, share it, the Prophet ﷺ said that if you guide someone to good, you get the reward of that good without anything being taken away from your good, okay? When you click this button and you share the link and someone starts reading because of you, their hasanat counter, right, that they're getting reward for every word that they read, every day when they read, that hasanat counter comes up in your bonus hasanat. So if you've shared it with like 30 of your friends and they love it and they're reading every day this is getting updated. So for the first time, you can see what the Prophet ﷺ said, well, that I know of, like right in an app like this, that they'll be reading, right? Your family's reading and you're seeing it coming up in bonus hasanat. Now, obviously, we don't want to expose people like someone's not reading and you can see they're not reading. No, it's just updated. So you won't know if they're reading or not, unless you only share it with one person. And then after that, we have basically this, which is how many people are reading right now, what's your highest you've achieved in a day. And it's made like this, so it inspires you to read more. You've done 28, maybe you want to do 50 or 100, right? And you beat that streak. And then yeah, we have this animation, obviously no eyes and everything, but I need your thoughts on this, right? I guess inshallah from the sisters. I got a bit concerned about this image because I didn't want. Some people said, "Oh, it's not an issue." I didn't want sisters or others to feel, "Oh, why is there just a male there? Why isn't there a sister there, right, with a hijab and jilbab or something?" Am I overthinking this, or is that completely fine? Like, will people be okay like this? Because a lot of sisters will download this app, and I don't want them to come and think, "Oh, why is there a brother there? Why isn't there like a sister with hijab?" Is that an issue? Do you think we should change that, or do you guys think it's fine to keep that? Oops. Let me know in the comments, inshallah, please. And then, did I want to show anything else? I've shown all the pop-up screens. Yeah, I guess that's about it, inshallah. Let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, yeah, that's it, inshallah. Yeah, brilliant. Jazakallah khair. So, guys, please, Sabura, I think you've posted the link, right? bit.ly/Quranly. Go on there, inshallah, and you can input your email. As soon as the app comes out, inshallah, you guys can get it. And inshallah,
I didn't click the link. What thing do I need to put up?
Just comment it. bit.ly/Quranly. QURNLY. Yeah, so basically, guys, fill it in, inshallah. As soon as it comes out, inshallah, we'll basically send it over to you. And look, there's a lot of things that some people might want in the app, and they're not there because the app has one goal, right? The goal is to basically make you read Quran every day. And so we don't want to put too many things in there that distracts you, right? And obviously, there's a lot of other things that we have in there, like challenges and stuff like that, alhamdulillah. But I'm glad you guys like it. Please join the mailing list, inshallah, and we'll send it out as soon as it's ready, hopefully, inshallah, in the next week or so. But yeah, Jazakallah Sabur, anything else?
I just wanted to well, firstly, there's this comment. I'm not sure if you saw it.
Do male and female icon? No, yeah, I was going to do the male and female icon, but then it's a lot of coding pointlessly, and there can be bugs and stuff. I don't want to do that for no reason.
So I just wanted to say that when you look at any product that does well, anything that is super successful, you'll always find that in the beginning there were early adopters. There were people who went out of their way to talk about it, to encourage others. And there's even this argument in this book called Brandwashed, which is about that television, adverts of all sorts, and you can extend that out to today's social media adverts and these types of things. Nothing has a bigger impact in terms of convincing someone to accept a product than a personal recommendation. A personal recommendation is still the number one way, despite the fact that we live in a high technology sort of society, of an idea being adopted. So Quranly is something that we should all just reorient our intentions to understanding that this is a way of spreading Allah's word, right? And inshallah, I mean, I'm not saying this just because this is on the channel and we're here. I'm saying, look, right now, you people watching right now are the very few people who know about this app. And I have no doubt that inshallah in a few years' time, this app will be all over the world, inshallah. But you guys, through your actions, it's not just about you getting ajr. Everybody that reads the Quran, everybody that you promoted it to, every single time that they are reciting, you will get those hasanat. All right. And that's the way we should be thinking, because when Isa gave me an idea in the office the other day about some perfume and something, I was like, that's interesting, I did like it. Then I told him, actually no. Yeah. Why? Because when I compared it to this idea, I was like, come on, man, like this is it. Like I can't fake my passion about things. Yeah, I can't be like, oh, I really love this, and I just can't do it. Yeah, samosa milkshakes, yeah, things. I have a very niche taste, yeah. But when it comes to like something like this, I was honestly thinking to myself, the prophet, so the prophet on the day of judgment, what will he say? He will say, I'm paraphrasing here, but oh Allah, my people, they've abandoned the Quran. It's such a scary thing, yeah. And whoever recites the Quran, it changes their heart. Whoever's heart is changed, they have better behavior, they have better morals, they have better they stay away from sins, they are more charitable, they contribute more. People like Ustad Numan Ali Khan, they have such a big impact because they're connecting people with the Quran. Anybody that is connecting people to the Quran, they have a huge impact, right? So what it is with this app is we want to, inshallah, make it so that people change habits about their relationship with the Quran, which will change people's behavior, which will go all across the world. I mean, what more? I mean, there's so many Islamic lectures and talks and all these things, but nothing beats reciting the Quran, reading the Quran, and pondering the Quran. Nothing does. No lecture, no event, no live stream is equivalent to reading directly the words of Allah. So I would say, you guys need to start sneezing. Yeah, you guys need to start saying, Isa, what's the link again? Let me just type it up.
bit.ly bit.ly/Quranly, Quranly. Guys, Jazakallah for the comments. Honestly, it means a lot. Honestly, getting feedback like this and seeing you guys excited about it, mashallah, is really, really good. I really appreciate it. May Allah bless all of you, inshallah.
Look, it's so easy. You can almost memorize it. bit.ly/Quranly, and I clicked on it. I would simply say this, that on the minimum, go and share this. Go and get people to sign up. And inshallah, you'll get the ajr for whatever happens in the future.
Yeah, inshallah, definitely. Right. And inshallah, I think all of you will really, really enjoy it. Inshallah, it's going to help a lot. And I'm going to give it to some of you for beta test. So make sure you join that mailing list, inshallah. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot more. There's a few stuff that I didn't even show you guys. That's really, really interesting. But inshallah, hopefully, the most important thing is that the Quran and reading the book of Allah and understanding it becomes a part of your daily life every day, right? And sometimes you as much as you'd like to say, oh no, I don't want an app, I don't want a system, I'll just try and read it myself, right? Yeah, if you're very committed and self-disciplined and you've done hifz at a very young age and you're constantly reading, then brilliant. Or if you're reading it for the last few years, brilliant. This app is not for you, right? But if you are someone who needs to develop that, you need a system in place. Everyone has goals. Winners have goals, losers have goals. But the winners, they have systems for their goals. You can say, I want to lose weight, but you haven't decided what you're going to eat and you haven't decided how you're going to exercise. What's the point? How are you going to do it? You have to have a system or something in place that helps you achieve that, inshallah. And that goal of the person keeps increasing based on their performance. So it might be 5 pages a day for some people, right? Because it's increased as they go along. And yeah, that's amazing, alhamdulillah.
Absolutely. All right, let's end it there. Jazakallah khair, everybody, for watching this live stream. We're going to be live again on Tuesday. Mind Asylum, tell your friends about it, get everyone to join, and inshallah, a lot more interaction. What's going to be the topic next week, Isa? How to be more organized.
The next week's topic is going to be samosa milkshake live reaction.
Samosa milkshake live reaction. Do you know what? When I make it and I become, super successful at it, and all of you guys are begging for the recipe, then I'll be like, do you remember?
There's no recipe to milk in a blender with the samosa.
That's what they want you to think. All right. Let's end there, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair.